Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to focus this practice on our hip mobilizers. We want to really strengthen and stretch out these muscles, really important muscles, especially if you tend to sit for a long period of times during the day. These muscles tend to get really weak and tight. So we want to be able to keep them mobile and agile so that we have balance and strength as we get through our days. And I don't really want to label any of these pains that we may have in the hips. Sometimes it could start from just a tight hamstring or a tight IT band alongside of the leg, or it could also be from a bulging disc that turns into a sciatic nerve pain. But without really labeling any of these pains, we're going to really focus on this entire region, front, side, and back. So for today's practice, if you have props, please grab them. I love especially using blocks and blankets to be able to relax and kind of feel support. If you don't need it, that's fine, but it might be nice to just have them next to you, just in case you'll need it. Go ahead and grab all the props you need. So as you get started, let's go ahead and sit on your mat, please. And I like to start with sitting on my blanket. And as you sit on your blanket, turn around so you can see me this way a little bit better. Go ahead and lean back, putting your hands behind you. Take your right leg all the way up. Cross your right ankle on top of the left knee. And then gently begin to press yourself to a more seated position. So depending on how tight you might be in that right hip, you can either extend that left leg a little bit farther away from your hips, or maybe you like to bring that left heel a little bit closer to your hip and sit tall. The closer the left heel is to your hip and the taller you sit, the more stretch you get in that right hip. So kind of play with that and see where it feels good. Remember, please pay attention to that right knee. So no pain in the right knee whatsoever. And one way we can kind of bring awareness to that or protect that right knee is by flexing the right foot. So keep that right foot flexed. That activates the front of the shin, the muscles in the front of the shin, and that protects your right knee. And then choose whether you want to lean back a little bit or sit tall, bring the heel a little bit closer. Pause here for a moment, close your eyes, let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Take a nice deep breath in. If your hips are really tight, I'm sure you already feel this. If you're a little bit more open today, maybe it's not as intense, but go wherever it feels good. So we're not going to 100% intensity yet. Take a nice deep breath in, sigh it out through an open mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. And exhale and empty the air out. And then let the outside of that left thigh drop down to the floor so that you bring the right foot down on the floor. So your legs are kind of crossed. You're almost like sitting in Matsyendrasana pose. And sit yourself up a little bit taller on top of the blocks or the blanket. Interlace your fingers around the right shin. And then as you really draw your shin a little bit closer to your chest, lift the chest up. So stay here for a moment, and then I'm going to have you now do the exact opposite. So can you now press your knees onto your hand? That's going to activate all those mobilizer muscles on the outside of that right hip. So release it, and again, actively press that with your interlaced fingers around the right shin. Press the right shin into your interlaced hands. So you instantly feel those right hip muscles come online. And release it. Let's do this one more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the right shin into your hands and press it as much as like you want to interlace your fingertips, but your fingers are really strong and you're holding on. So really use your strong bicep. Keep pressing your knee into your hands. Hold it here for a moment and exhale and release. Very nice. Now extend that right leg out, extend the left leg out, lean back, and then wag your feet a little bit side to side. Then we're going to switch sides. So putting the right foot flat on the floor, take the left leg up, take that left ankle on top of the right knee. Again, play with the side, see what works best for you. Maybe this side you want to extend the right leg away from your hip. Maybe it's a little bit more open and you can bring that right heel a little bit closer. And then can you lift the chest up as much as you can? So try really not rounding the back. You might notice that actually round your back and see how that makes a difference in that hip. So now press the chest up and you instantly feel more of a stretch in the left piriformis and the left low back. Now flex that left foot. So as you flex the left foot, remember you're protecting that left knee. We don't want to tolerate any pain whatsoever. Take a nice deep breath in. You can close your eyes, let the shoulders soften away. Just making it nice, easy. We're not going 100% full intensity right now. Close your eyes, inhale, and exhale. And one more time, nice deep inhalation, long exhale. And then lean back a little bit. Let the outside of that right thigh come down on the floor as your left foot comes down all the way. And then interlace your fingers around the shin as you lift the chest up. So initially just draw the shin a little bit closer to your chest. That's going to let you compress the hip. And then now do the exact opposite. So press your shin into your interlaced fingers. And as you sit tall, you feel all these muscles out here really like come on board. So press your knee into that, into your interlaced hand, almost like you want to break your hands open, and then exhale and release. And we'll do that 2 more times. Interlace your fingertips or fingers around the shin, and then press the knee into your interlaced fingers. Feel how that lights up all those muscles in the hip. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale and release, and we'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. Now press your shin into your interlaced hands. Use your bicep. Keep pulling the knee closer to you, but at the same time pushing the knee into your interlaced hands. Pause here for a moment, but keep the breath flowing. Inhale and exhale and release. Very nice. Lean back. And stretch out the legs, wag your feet side to side, maybe even rotate the ankles one way and rotate them the other way, and then bring the knees to your chest, put your feet flat on the floor. Now you can take your blanket and put it to the side, and then gently press your hands down, lift your hips all the way up, and then step your feet to the back of your mat. Maybe you need to step on top of your dog, like I do, and come into your downward facing dog. Now, bend the knees deep, let the head drop completely. And I know I always say this, but I say it because I see it in all my classes. Inevitably, people are looking at the top of their mat. So let the head drop, let the ears line up with your biceps. Now, if you keep the knees bent, can you send your sits bones up towards the ceiling just a little bit more? So let the heels come off the ground. You may never bring the heels down ever in your practice, that's fine. But keep the knees bent to protect your low back, and then lift the hips up. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. And then come to top of the push-up, plank pose. Pause here for a moment as you broaden your upper back, engage your core, and then take the right knee to your chest and step the right foot in between the hands. Now you're going to spin that back foot flat and come on up to your first warrior pose. So as you come into the first warrior, let's just play with this a little bit. Hands on your hips, press through the bottom of that right foot to straighten the knee, and then exhale and bend the knee. And press as you straighten the knee, exhale and bend the knee. One more time, press, straighten the knee, and exhale and bend the knee. Hold it here. Now turn your hips to the side, to the long side of your mat. Hands on the hips, lift the right hip up, and then lift the left hip up. So just kind of play with that a little bit. Notice which side is responding a little bit easier. Maybe the right side is a little bit more open, left side down. One more time. And then now can you find balance? So right in between, so that right hip is not too high, left hip is not too high, you're right in between. Now, can you bend that right knee a little bit deeper? Take your right hand on the inside of that right knee and then pry that right knee open. That also allows you to extend the torso up towards the ceiling. Take the left arm out to the side. Take a nice deep breath in and then exhale, reach the left fingertips over your head. So notice if the left hip is dropping, can you lift the left hip up? That energizes all those important mobilizer muscles on the outside. Reach the left fingertips up and over into extended side angle variation. Exhale, keep that right knee bent as deep as you can, and then just lift your torso back up. Inhaling and exhaling into warrior two, and circle your hands down onto the floor and step the right foot back behind you, downward facing dog. Lift the heels up, bend the knees, lift the hips up, align your ears with your biceps, drop the head down, press the earth away, strong arms, take a nice deep inhalation. Exhale, come to top of the push-up, plank pose. Broaden the upper back, engage the core, engage the legs, and then bring the left knee to your chest and step the left foot in between your hands. Spin your right foot flat. Inhale. Lift the torso up into your warrior one. First warrior. Hands on your hips. Lift the chest up, core is engaged. Press through the bottom of that left foot to straighten the left knee. And exhale and bend the left knee. A few more times on your own. Keep that right leg straight and strong. That right knee wants to bend, so make sure that right leg is really powerfully pressing to the outside edge of the right foot, and then press and straighten that left leg. And one more time. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, press and straighten the left knee. Now this time as you bend the left knee, pause here. Turn your hips over to the long side of your mat. So you may need to adjust the back foot so that you have heel to arch alignment. That's okay. Lift the left hip up, lift the right hip up. So just kind of play with this hip motion side to side a little bit. Notice which side is a little bit tighter, which side is a little bit more open, and then find balance. So we always want to find our equilibrium here. Now, can you bend the left knee as deep as you can, and then take the left arm on the inside of the left knee and pry that knee open. So really press the inside of the left knee to your left elbow as the elbow presses into your hand. Take your right arm back behind you, press through the outside edge of that right foot. Make sure that right hip is not collapsing. So lift and energize that right hip just a little bit, and take the right arm up and over, extended side angle pose. Pause here. Strong right side, pressing up through the outside edge of your right foot. Right ankle extending all the way through the hip and the fingertips. Now keep the left knee bent as much as you possibly can. And then just lift the torso up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Circling your hands down onto the floor and step the left foot back behind you. Downward facing dog. Bending both knees, lifting the heels up, lifting the sits bone up.
Dropping the head down, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and walk, jump or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach up, Ardha Hastasana, strong legs. Exhale, hands come to the heart center, Samasthi. Bringing your big toes together, heels are an inch apart from each other. Sit into your chair. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, keep the knees bent and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold, plant your hands down, step your left foot back behind you. Spin the back foot flat, come on up to warrior one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn your body to the long side of your mat, warrior two. Remember, you can always adjust your back foot from warrior one to warrior two. Bend the right knee deep. Now, can you reach the right palm up and then begin to reach towards the opposite wall as if you're reaching for someone's hand. So I'm really lengthening my torso, keeping the right knee bent. Circle your arms down and up. Right hand reaches in between towards your right ankle, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Keep the right knee bent as much as you can, and then take your left fingertips over your head, stretch it out. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale. Now press through the bottom of that right foot and just lift back up to warrior two. We'll do that again. Inhale, exhale, extended side ankle, reach. Come on up to warrior two. Inhale, exhale, extended side angle. Try not to move that right knee. I know you're feeling it. Exhale, back into warrior two. And then circle your hands down to the floor and come into your lunge. And then step the left foot up next to your right foot. Hopefully you don't have a dog to deal with back there. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Keep the knees bent. Reach up, stretch it up. Exhale, Samasthi. Hands come to the heart center. Bend the knees. Big toes together, heels are an inch apart. Inhale, reach up, stretch it up. In chair pose, exhale and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold and step your right foot back behind you. Spin your right foot flat. Press through the outside edge of the right foot and the left foot. Come on up, warrior one. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Keep that left knee bent. Turn the left palm up and then begin to reach forward as if you're reaching for hand of someone you love. Reach, 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 reach. And as you're ready, bring that left elbow on the inside of the left knee. Reach the right arm up. Now, press through the outside edge of the right foot. Lift the right hip up and then reach the right fingertips over your head. Inhale. Keep the left knee bent. Come on up. Exhale, warrior two. We'll do that again 2 more times. Extended side angle. Keep the left knee bent as much as you can. Warrior two. Exhale. Inhale. Extended side angle. Exhale. Warrior two. Pause here for a moment. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling and exhale. Circle the hands all the way down. Come into lunge and step the right foot next to the left foot. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach up. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Samasthi. So let's move a little bit now. Bend the knees. Lift the arms up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step your right foot back, left foot back, come to top of the push-up. Take a nice deep breath here. As you're ready, drop your knees down, your chest down, and your chin down. Inhale, lift up to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Very nice. Inhale, float the left leg up. Exhale, bring the left knee to your chest as you come to top of the push-up. Pause here for a moment. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Now, can you tuck the left toes under as you sit on your left heel? So I'm tucking my left toes under, my hip is on my heel. Keep the hip glued to your heel. You can come up on your fingertips and then lean forward just a little bit. See if you can pick up the right leg off the ground. So all I'm doing is picking up the right foot off the ground. So I'm still sitting on my left heel. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. Plant that right foot down. Lift the chest up. Send the left leg back behind you, top of the push-up, and then downward facing dog. So we'll try that on the right side. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, draw the right knee to your chest as you come to top of the push-up. Hold here. Flex the right toes, and then drop the knee down, drop the toes down. So now my right hip is on my right heel. Come up to your fingertips a little bit, lift the chest up, and then lean forward just a little bit and see if you can lift the left toes off the ground. So really we're mobilizing all those gluteus medius, gluteus maximus muscles and the hamstring. Lower the toes down, plant your hands down, send the right leg back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg goes up. Exhale, left knee to your chest. Left knee comes down, tuck the left toes under. Keep sitting on your left heel and lift the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the toes down, step the left foot back. One more time on the right side. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chest, drop the right knee down, right heel comes down. Sit on your right heel and lift the left toes up. Inhaling. Exhale, lower the toes down, step the right foot back. Beautiful. Pause here for a moment. Bend the knees deep. Walk, jump or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Take your peace fingers to your big toes. Cap the big toes with your thumbs. Lengthen the chest as you straighten the knees. Your feet are hip width apart. And then fold forward. Take the elbows out to the side into forward fold. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, drop the head down. Now really let the head drop. So you're not holding the head up at all. Let the back of the neck get down. The one way to check that is if you can shake your head side to side and you nod at yes or no, you know that your head is relaxed. Take a nice deep breath here. Now can you bend your elbows a little bit more to the outside as you draw your chest towards your knees. Inhale and then release your feet. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to standing. Take a big step back with your left foot. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side and exhale into goddess pose. Bending both knees. Hands come on top of your thighs. Lift the chest up. Take your left shoulder towards your right knee. Inhale to the center. Right shoulder towards the left knee. Inhale to the center. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Last one. Inhaling, center. Exhaling. Inhaling, center, and exhale. Beautiful. And then bring it back to the center. Spread your feet a little bit wider than it currently is. And then let's just sway a little bit side to side. So bend one knee and straighten the other knee. Just kind of moving your hips a little bit side to side. Next time your hips are over to the right, pause there. Take both hands on top of the left knee. And then extend that right leg straight. Maybe this is as far as you want to go. Maybe you can bring your hands to the floor in front of you. If you do, can you flex the right toes? Now we're just gonna pause here a little bit. So press through the bottom of that left foot. Make sure that left knee is not sickling in.
press that left knee open, and we're just gonna pulse it for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands all the way over to the right. Maybe you just wanna stay here with the hands on top of your right knee. This is a great place to stay, and you can just do those pulses here. Maybe your fingertips can come down onto the floor. If that's the case, flex the left toes up and we'll pulse it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it all the way over to the left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it to the right. Remember, you can always stay up here if you prefer. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it to the left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember, we're not bouncing, we're just pulsing up. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next time as you come to the left side, pause here. And then some of you may be able to really bend that right knee and bring your hips close to the floor. Strengthen that right leg. So really, wherever you are, can you lift the toes up towards the sky and make that right leg really strong. Take the left arm on the inside. If you like to open up the wings, these are all different options. And the next option is binding your hands behind you. So nothing is mandatory. We're just giving you different things to play with. Wherever you are though, make sure you're not letting that left knee sickle in. Don't roll to the inside of the left foot. Press to the outside edge of the left foot, and then you can twist your torso up a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Walk your hands all the way over to the right. And then your choices are, again, either hands on top of the right knee, and you're just stretching out the right inner thigh, or you bring your hands on the floor, or you can lower the right hip down a little bit more in Skandasana towards the floor. Wherever you are, the left leg is really powerful, so we don't want to forget about that left leg. Flex the left toes. You can always open up your arms, take a nice deep breath in. Your gaze can be up towards the sky, or you can create a bind with your hands. Keep the right knee going out behind you. The roll out to the outside edge of the right foot instead of the right foot inside edge. So you want the inner arch of the right foot to be activated. And then your gaze can be either to the front or to the floor or up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. And then release the hands. Try not to touch the floor if you've got it. And then come all the way back to the center. Bend the knees and come on up. Straighten both knees. Turn the toes in, heels out. Hands come into your back pockets. Lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward into Pasarita Padottanasana. Inhaling, lifting the chest halfway. Exhale and fold, drop the head down. Your hands can either grab outside edges of your ankles, or you can grab outside edges of your heels. You can lift the heels up and step on top of your fingers. Just wherever you are, lean forward towards the balls of your feet a little bit more. So try not to sit back too much on the heels. Now let the elbows open out wide to the side, drop the head down, lift the sits bones up, take a nice deep breath in, exhale it out. And then release your foot, hands come right underneath your face, lift the chest halfway, inhale. And exhale, fold once again. This time your hands can come behind you on your low back. You can interlace your fingertips or reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling as you stretch out all those back muscles and the chest muscles. Inhale. And exhale. And then release the hands down. Bring the hands back to your hips. Keep your chin to your chest and come all the way up to standing. If you're a little lightheaded, just drop the chin to your chest. Turn the toes out once again, heels in. Bend the knees again. Good. Now this time, lift the left heel up and then lower it down. And lift the right heel up and lower down. Bend the knees. Lift the left heel, lower down. Right heel, lower down. Bend the knees. Left heel, lower down. Right heel, lower down. Bend the knees. We're going to come up for a count of 4. So really take your time. We're going to come up 4, 3, 2. Keep the knees open. 1. Good. Shake the legs out. We'll do that 2 more times. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Bend, lift the right heel, lower, left heel, lower. Bend the knees a little bit. Right heel, lower, left heel, lower. Bend the knees a little bit more. Right heel, lower, left heel. Bend the knees a little bit more. Hold it here. Keep the chest up. Come up for a count of 5, 4, 3. Squeeze and lift up. 2 and 1. Very nice. We have 1 more set to go. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. Right heel up. Lower. Left heel up. Bend the knees. Right heel. Lower. Left heel. Knees a little bit lower. Right heel. Lower. Left heel. Bend the knees a little bit. Hold here. We're going to come up for a count of 6. Squeeze nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I know you're feeling those beautiful heel-toe your feet closer to each other. Come up to the top of your mat if you aren't already there. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands down. Step your left foot back, right foot back. Let's do our last vinyasa. Come to bottom of the push-up or all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lift up to upward dog or cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog and then drop the knees down. Bring the heels together, bring the toes together, bring the knees together, and then sit on top of your heels. So everything is squeezed in towards the midline of the body. Lean back and see if you can pick up the knees off the ground. You feel that nice stretch in the front of your feet as well as your shins. Lean forward, come all the way forward to tabletop and bring the heels towards your bum. Squeeze the heels up. Inhale, exhale, lower the toes down, hips come all the way down. Lean back, pick up the knees off the ground. Lean back as far as you can. Exhale, lower the knees down, lift the heels up, bring the heels close to your bum as much as you can. So really squeeze the heels towards your bum. Lower the toes down, sit back, and come all the way back as far as you can. Maybe this time you can even come down. I don't have any room back there, but maybe this time you can come down on your elbows. Let the knees come up so you don't have to keep the knees down on the floor. Inhale. Now press yourself up, back to tabletop, and lift the heels as much as you can. Squeeze it towards your buttocks. Inhale. And exhale. Now lower the toes down. Take your hands back behind you. So you can stay here and just stretch it out. Maybe you already feel a nice stretch in the quadricep. Keep sitting on your heels, so a little bit different from heels pose. But your toes are together, your heels are as close as you can get them. Separate your knees apart from each other. We're gonna stay here and see how it feels in the quadriceps. Maybe some of you can come down on your elbows and maybe you already feel a really good stretch in the quads, the front, the thigh muscles, and you can stay. Some of you may be able to come all the way down, but let the knees come up, so don't force the knees down. Your knees are gonna wander off the mat, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you like to take the hands over your head and just stretch it out. This is called saddle pose. It's one of my favorite poses in yin practice.
The young version of it is called hero pose or Varasana, but a little bit different. So we're sitting on our heels, toes are touching, knees are off the ground, and you're getting a deep stretch in the quads. Close your eyes for a moment wherever you are, whether you're seated on your elbows or on your back. We just have 30 more seconds to go. So breathe into whatever it is that you're feeling. Could be your thighs, could be your hip flexors, could be your low back, could be a nice stretch in the abdominal muscles. 5 more seconds. And then we're just going to gently come out of this pose. So if you're laying down, press yourself up on your elbows first. If you're on your elbows, come all the way up. Bring the knees towards each other once again. And then let's go ahead and come into tabletop pose. You can tap the top of your feet down. Tuck your toes under to counteract what we just did. And then inhale, counter stretch. Inhale, lift the chest up, send the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. And 2 more times on your own, nice, easy movement. Inhaling. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and have a seat. I'm going to give you 2 options. We're going to go into our pigeon prep, or you can do exactly what we did at the beginning of the class. And you can kind of take your hips for a spin, so you know, for a test drive, so you know how well it works. So you can try the first pose where your right ankle is on top of the knee, see if there's been any more opening, any more space, or you can come into pigeon prep. Bring the right knee towards the front of your shin. Take the left leg back behind you. Okay? So look back. If you're in pigeon prep, look back and make sure that left leg is extended straight out of the hip. And then you can stay on your toes if you like to, or just bring the top of your feet down. The closer your right heel to your groin, to your left groin, the easier it is. If you want a little bit more juice, you can press the right shin towards the top of your mat. We're gonna stay seated. If you're in pigeon prep, lift the chest up. So we're gonna create a back bend first. If you're on your back, again, or if you're seated, as we did at the beginning of the class, you bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. The more you bring your left heel closer to your bum, and the taller you sit, the more challenging it is. So stay here for just a moment. We have another minute to go. You can close your eyes. If you feel that you're leaning over to the right a little bit, see if you can bring that left hip, let that left hip melt down towards the floor a little bit more. And just breathe into that right side. Remember, a really good modification is to sit on a blanket. You can take that blanket under your right hip, or you can even put a block under your right hip. We have 15 more seconds here, and then we're going to switch sides. The props are really good options for these poses. Brings up the floor, and 3, 2, and 1, and then switch sides. So either on your back, left ankle on top of the right knee, you're sitting tall. The more you bring your right heel closer to your bum, the more difficult, your chest is up. Or pigeon prep, left shin towards the top of your mat. Take the right leg back behind you. Take your gaze to your right toes. Make sure the right leg is extended straight out of that hip. And the more the left heel is closer to your hip, the easier it is. So just give yourself some grace. You know, there's no, going deeper is not always the best option. Come up to your fingertips, lift the chest up. We're gonna stay up
right for this pigeon prep. Or if you're sitting and with your left ankle on top of the right knee, again, sit tall. Try not to round your back too much. And wherever you are, let your shoulders get soft. Breathe into that left hip. More seconds. I know these hip stretches are not everyone's favorite poses, but really they're so good for your health. These hip muscles are incredibly important in terms of balance, especially as we age. The more agile these hip muscles and mobilizers and stabilizers, the better off you are in terms of like being able to step up to the curve or take steps as we age. So really keep these muscles mobile and agile and flexible and strong. Press your hands down, please, and wherever you are, meet me on a tabletop pose. Put that left leg back behind you. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, pull the belly around the back, tuck your toes under, and lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. And then just feel the difference in your down dog even. Maybe bend one knee and straighten the other knee. Feel the difference from the beginning of the class. And as you exhale, walk your feet all the way to your hands. Inhale, come halfway up, exhale, and bend the knees and fold forward. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to standing. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms up, exhale, and sit into your chair. We'll do one little quick sequence here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the left knee to your chest. As you bring the arms down, draw the knee towards your elbows. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee comes to your elbows. Lift the right knee up. Try and keep the knee up instead of the elbows down. Inhale, I'll turn around so you can see me better. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale. It's like the crouching tiger. I can't remember the name of the movie. Bring the knees to the elbows. I know one of you is going to put it in the comment for me. Thank you. Right knee to the elbow. Two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left knee to the elbow. Inhale, keep the knees bent the whole time. Exhale, right knee comes to the elbow. Nice. And then this time as you come back into your chair, lift the arms up, bring the hands to your hips. Sit back into your chair a little bit deeper, shift your weight over to the right, bring the left knee to your chest, take the left ankle on top of the right knee. Sit a little bit deeper, maybe the elbows come and touch your shin. Maybe for some of you, you can hook that left foot inside the right elbow, but keep lifting the chest up. Inhale. Exhale and release. Stay in your chair. Come all the way up to standing. Put the left foot down. Sit back into the chair. Reach the arms up. Lean over to the left as you bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. So we did this in a seated position at the beginning of the class. Some of you did it for the second time. Bring the elbows down towards your shin if you can. Maybe you can hook the right foot on the inside of the left elbow. Inhale. And then slowly come back up. Keep the right ankle up there. And then straighten the right leg down. Very nice. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale. Bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold, and then just kind of have a seat, please. As you come into a comfortable seat, cross your ankles, or if this is enough for you, you can just fold forward and drop the head down towards the floor. Maybe some of you would like to come into logs of fire. So take the right ankle on top of the left knee. Your ankles are stacked on top of one another. Remember, always, always, always flex your foot to protect your knees. If this is good enough, you can stay here and stretch that, logs of fire, or you can come forward, lean forward, bringing the elbows down. Another thing is, if you feel like that right knee is all the way up, you can always take a blanket or log or something and put it in between the knees. That's a really nice option. Drop the head down, close your eyes. Keep the feet flexed. Exhale. I can tell you, when I first started doing yoga about 20 something years ago, I couldn't do this. So it's possible to develop flexibility. You may never look like a dancer, yoga journal person, but there's tremendous amount of flexibility you can improve. I'm sure you all know this. That's why you're here. Uncross your ankles. Take the left ankle in front. And if this is good enough, just fold forward, or you can come into logs of fire on this side. Stack the left ankle on top of the right knee. Your shins are parallel to each other. Flex both feet. Again, either a block underneath that left foot and knee would help, or a blanket. You can sit tall, or you can fold forward and drop the head down. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. In fact, when I first started, the pigeon prep was even the most challenging pose for me. It literally took every ounce of determination for me to do it. So it's possible, people, my good friends, to develop flexibility, no matter how old we are, how weak we are, how strong we think we are, how tight we think we are. It's literally a daily practice. And then press yourself all the way up, please. Uncross your ankles. Sit tall. Put your feet flat on the floor, hands behind you. Just windshield wiper your knees side to side. This is a nice little massage for your hips. And then lie down on your back, bring the knees to your chest, drop your knees over to the left for just a moment. Inhale to the center, drop your knees over to the right. Inhale to the center, hug your knees in. One last time, give yourself a huge hug. Giving yourself some love for making this time to be here. And then as you're ready, exhale into your final pose. Shavasana. So let your legs be wide apart from each other. Lift the chest up. Close your eyes. Stay here for just a moment. Letting your body integrate what happened, letting your mind consolidate everything. This Shavasana is not just nothing, it's really, really important for your body to just relax for a few moments, transitioning from a beautiful yoga practice to the rest of your day. So give yourself this moment. Always want to honor your body exactly the way it is. Feeling the sensations in the body, feeling your breath. Feeling maybe the tingling, maybe the space you've created in the hips. And then anytime you're ready, there's no rush. Just draw your knees to your chest. Notice which nostril you're breathing out of a little bit easier. Roll over to that side for a moment. With the strength in your top arm, press yourself to a comfortable seat. Bring in your hands to your heart center. I bow down to all of you for your dedication, for your commitment to yourself. Thank you so much. You're always inspiring me, not only to be a better teacher, but also in my own practice. Have a beautiful week.